Howdy everyone, Poacher here with an Age of Magic video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the top tier champions. These are the champions that see the most gameplay throughout all the different types of content, whether it be PvE, PvP, I don't care. These are the champions that reign above all else. So I'm going to use my own ranking system. It is below right there, okay? I'm not using the DCBAS system because S doesn't come before A. It makes no sense. I hate it, okay? I'm just going to make up my own, and you guys will have to deal with it. Obviously, you aren't all going to agree with this tier list. If you don't, then go make your own, okay? Pretty simple stuff. This is just my point of view, so let's get into it. In fourth spot, we have the Nobles, Sun Wukong, Monkey Boy, and Raspit. So, Wukong can be used in almost all content. He specializes in damage. He is very effective in a rogue team just because a rogue team is built to burst down your opponent, and he can do an amazing amount of damage. Works really well. He's not a rogue, he is the boss of the Beastman faction, but he does do well within that squad. He's very effective in raids as well, simply because he gets stronger as the battle goes on. And the nodes within raids are 3 to 4 stages, so the further you progress, the stronger he gets. He gets stronger every time an ally does a critical hit, lands a critical hit. So yeah, as you're pumping those out, he will become more powerful and very effective. Raspit, on the other hand, I have seen people use him in PvE. However, I believe he shines most in PvP. He is there to chunk down an enemy. He does really well in arena defense teams, simply because you won't expect the damage to come as it does. You are sitting there, you think your team's doing really well, and then Raspit's poison will tick and your champion is being saved by Azariel. He is one of the few champions, if not the only champion, I can't think of any others, that does percentage health damage. So very effective against tanks, very effective against characters that have defenses up. He will slice through them like they are nothing. So yeah, these champions aren't great. They're not horrible like a lot of other champions in the game that just have no use whatsoever. If you do have these champions, they will serve their purpose, and they're just good to have as a backup. If you need that extra damage for something, if you've lost a champion and you just need to fill up a gap, these champions, yeah, they'll do the job. In rank 3, we have the Lords and Ladies. Now, I already know people are going to be looking at this and thinking there are champions in here that need to be higher, and I thought that as well when making this list. It did break my heart a tiny bit moving Succubus down to number 3, but when you see the next two, you'll understand why. Now, I stand by what I say in all my videos, and I believe Rock is one of those champions every new player needs to go for first. He is a tremendous character. He can be used in all content, TOH, Raid, PvP, PvE, wherever you want. He is a tremendous help to any team. He's very quick, he has a team-wide stun as well, and he can do a lot of damage. However, his downfall is he's very squishy, but just a tremendous character to have. He can offer a lot. He is usable in many teams. You can use him in Bomb Squad, you can use him in Holy Trinity. Very good character. Next up we have Mirrodin. Now, I did want to put Mirrodin in number 4 with the Nobles. However, with the release of Druids, I feel like his strength has increased a tiny bit, and he has earned a spot here. Now, with Mabe, his speed does increase to a point where it's higher than Rock's, and he has a team-wide stun as well. However, the success rate on the stun is not as high as Rock. I believe it's 30% at max level. It's not very high, however, using him against a bomb squad, he can be very effective because even stunning one of the main characters within the bomb squad, he disrupts the rotation of the bomb squad, and it essentially makes the bomb useless. So he is a good character. He can do a lot of damage as well, especially with his passive. With a lot of range characters using AoE abilities, he can whittle them down with his passive. He can put up a lot of dots, his stun. Good character. Next we have Succubus. Now, I didn't really want to put Succubus in 3. I thought maybe she could be put into 2. However, she's not getting as much gameplay as she used to due to, you know, just better characters being out at the moment. So she has swindled on down to rank 3 with the Lords and Ladies. She, again, is usable in most content. You can use her in raids. She's very good in raids, actually. PvP with a rogue squad. She's a very quick character as well, and she can silence 3 characters for 2 turns. So if she's able to get that off in the first round of battle, it can normally disrupt most rotations for most teams. A lot of champions do dodge the ability, but it's still worth using her. Very good champion, but more effective in raids, I believe, at the moment than PvP. Still good in PvP, do not get me wrong. I'm not saying she's shit, don't use her in PvP. I just feel like she really shines in raids. Same with Swamp Killer. She has fallen from grace a tremendous amount since she was reworked, but she is still really good. In fact, using her with Succubus in raids, along with the Holy Trinity, you can auto every faction except for the Druids. I do want to make a video about that at some point as well. But yeah, her and Succubus together, amazing. Swamp Killer, really fast. She does miss a lot of attacks. However, against the AI, I find the AI tries to aim her before healers, and they miss a lot of their attacks as well. So she's a really good healer. She has a bit of CC. She just does a lot of damage really quickly. And yeah, she has fallen pretty far, and she's slapped herself into the Lords and Ladies group. But she's still in there. She's been in every tier list. I think I moved her out of one, but she's hanging in there. She's still doing her job, and if you've got her, why not? She's very cheap in the TOH store, I believe. One of the cheapest heroes, so definitely worth investing in. Yeah, she won't let you down. Next up, we have Kathbad and Dreverard. Now, these guys aren't in any group at the moment. I'm placing them in between 2 princes and princesses and 3 lords and ladies. The reason for this is no one has properly maxed them out yet, and they aren't able to use them, and we aren't able to see them being used effectively in team. However, I am confident that these characters will be part of the meta in some way. They're not a Sabertooth and Softy Blunder. These champions do have some potential strengths that I think people will find out how to use soonish. I reckon 2 weeks, maybe, you'll start to see them. But yeah, I don't want to discard them, but I do want to mention them because I really feel like once you start seeing these characters being used in battle, it's going to be quite annoying. The reason for this is, along with Mabe, they do get increased speed as well. Kathbad is essentially a lucky, but specializes in his faction. He can only resurrect druids, and he has a hot as well. So yeah, and Dreverard, pretty powerful tank. Not Siegfried rank, but again, with the speed from Mabe, is quite quick for a tank. So he's able to get his taunt out a lot, and yeah, keep an eye out for these champions. I feel like unless you are working on something specific for a specific reason at the moment, like an event hero or something, these should be the champions you should be working on. It's unfortunate that they are quite hard to get at the moment, but you're going to see them soonish, I hope, and they're going to make an impact. Next up, we have the princes and princesses of the game. These are the characters that are the core, I guess, of most teams. They have a very specific job, and they do it very well. First up, we have Siegfried, the Knight of the Council, the tank, the strongest tank in the game. He does a tremendous job of protecting his allies. He has insane defenses paired with Mabe as well. You find very few melee attacks being able to damage him while he has those defensive buffs up. His taunt heals him as well. Sustainability for a tank is tremendous, especially in the game at the moment where tanks are just horse shit. This tank stands out above all rest. He's worth getting. You can use him in all content. Raids, PvP, PvE, TOH, wherever you want to use him, just chuck him into a team. He will soak those hits for you like a nice moist sponge, just soaking it all in. And yeah, you will not have any trouble with this character. Versing him as well are just a pain in the ass. He sounds like a bit of a man crush. He's good. He's good quality. Moving on, we have Cage. Everyone knows why Cage is up here. He just likes to smash healers. If you've got a healer issue, you chuck in a Cage, it's no longer an issue. He's fast, he has evasion, his passive works really well with other rogues. It's essentially having another DPS character on your team who only has an auto attack function. He has a 60% chance of applying an auto attack every time a rogue attacks. If you pair him with Argan as well, Argan has an ability that attacks 2 targets. Cage's passive can double proc and hit both of those targets. It is ridiculous damage with his anti-healing ability up as well. Yeah, it's very hard for a team to fight back through that. However, his counter is normally a Siegfried, because when versing an enemy, the only enemy you ever verse in the game is an AI. Cage does use his anti-heal against the Siegfried, and it's pretty easy to work around that. The only place you really try to avoid a Cage is in tournaments, because he can take out a character, and he can be quite difficult to deal with, just because of his speed as well. Just don't fight the hassle. I'm sure there are people out there that have no issue or don't worry about versing him, but personally I try to stay away from him, unless it's a full rogue squad and I can just bomb him with the old Soothsayer. Moving along, we have Zart. Zart is one of those characters as well that just works well in all content. His kit is amazing. He is a healer, but I would class him more as a support unit than a healer. He's not the most powerful healer in the game. However, he has the ability to resurrect 2 characters. Though it's not permanent, it still can save you in a battle, where you resurrect them before you leave the battle ends, and they count as being alive when exiting the fight. He also has an evasion ability, which is really, really good. He gives evasion to everyone on the team. The evasion is increased if used on a demon, so Succubus. I'm not going to count any other demons, because why would I? So yeah, that's where his strength is his supporting abilities, his resurrect, and his ability to add evasion. So yeah, moving on, we have Lucky. Now, Lucky is just a pain in the ass until this patch, and I still do believe it for the time being. If she is on a team, she is your main focus. You should be killing Lucky before every other character. Now, the reasons for this is because not only does she not only does she do a tremendous amount of healing, she can give 50% damage reduction for 4 hits on every character, which decimates a bomb squad. If she can get that heal off before the bomb goes off, bomb does no damage, along with the healing that's added to the damage reduction. She has a resurrect. What else does she have that's really good? I think that's it. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh well. If I am, I am. But yeah, she's a really good healer. And she's very tanky when she gets her heals out. And you just need to take her out. Because if you take out a different character, unless she's locked down, she'll just res them back up. She'll get them back up to full health. And you've wasted all your cooldowns. Don't rely on trying to lock her down. She does dodge a lot as well. So if you try to take out a different character while keeping her locked down, and for some reason your lockdown fails and she breaks out of it, you're just in a world of trouble. You just need to take her out, deal with her, and then move on to the other characters on a team. In first place, we have the queens of the game at the moment. There are currently no kings. You have Azariel and Mabe. These 2 champions dominate most areas of the game. Azariel is just the best healer out there, and Mabe the best damage dealer / rogue / crowd control. She has plenty of titles you can throw her way. She excels in all of them. Now, Azariel She is top tier because she can prevent someone from dying. It's a tremendous passive ability. It works well in tournament the most because it's going to save that character. Not only that, she can heal off almost everything. If your enemy heals, Azaria will get healed. She can heal herself through attacking abilities, so she does not only good healing, but she does good damage as well. She can use her abilities consecutively in the same turn. If they proc, they have a 70% chance, I believe it is. Yep, 70% chance to gain another turn. So you can start off with her special ability 2, proc it, moves into special ability 1, proc it, move into an auto attack, all in a single turn. Most likely able to top her straight to full health in a single turn, give your allies a lot of HP as well, and do a little bit of damage. So in terms of healing, she can't be beaten. She is just the top of her game, and I feel like she will be for a long time. Moving on to Mabe. Mabe is probably the strongest champion in the game at the moment. Put her in a 1v1 with anyone, she will most likely win. She is insanely fast. She has a lockdown. She has a ability that can reset the enemy's initiative, just a single enemy. Oh, God save us if we could do it for multiple targets, but yeah. And she has a passive as well, which makes her untargetable. She is the most annoying champion in the game. She cannot be targeted. She can reset initiative, like I said. She can apply bleeds as well, which is really good against an Azariel, a character that has an Azariel passive on them, because her bleeds will normally tick over while the Azariel passive wears off, and it'll be the final thing that kills them. She works really well with a cage. She can be used in all content. Wherever you want to chuck her, just chuck her in there. She'll do her job amazingly well, and she just cannot be beaten at the moment. Hopefully something comes along that pushes her out, but I just can't see it in the near future. The release of Druids as well have only just made her a bit more powerful. She's just top of her game, and you should not disrespect these champions. If you are going up against a fight with any of these champions, be prepared. If it is tournament, Azariel, okay, you're just going to have to fight teams that have Azariel in it, because she is in most teams. In fact, I feel like she is in every team. She's used in Bomb Squad, used in the Anti-Healer United team, which is Rogue Squad, and she's used in the... Did I say Bomb Squad? If I didn't. The 3 meta teams. She's used in all of them. So you're just going to have to deal with her. Mabe, however, I try to avoid her in tournament because I know once she gets on a healer, there's no saving them. She just keeps them locked down. She just keeps doing damage. It's so hard to get around it, even with a Siegfried. The moment Siegfried's taunt wears off, she's like a hound. She just bites into a healer and she just goes for it. You're not going to save them. Now, I know what you're thinking. There is a champion I have missed, and I want to talk to you about them and why I haven't actually put them in the ranking system, the official ranking system. So we'll move over to them now. Now it's Blood Priest and Soothsayer. Now, Blood Priest by himself wouldn't be in any of the tier categories. He wouldn't be in 4 nobles, lords, princes, queens. He wouldn't be in any of them. However, when paired with Soothsayer, these two together become quite a powerful character. I would put them in probably 2, maybe princes and princesses. You need to use these characters together. Now, I see a lot of people using a team with only Soothsayer by herself. Now, against a team that uses a lot of buffs and debuffs, she is very effective by herself. However, she isn't going to be able to do enough damage to outright kill characters. And that's where Blood Priest comes in. Because when Soothsayer uses her Anger of Flies, it applies the healer class mark to all the enemies. And then when it comes to Blood Priest's turn, he can use his AoE ability. I don't know what it's called. Void something, whatever. Where he sucks in all the life force from everyone around him. When he does that ability, it triggers the healer class mark on all of the enemies, and it doubles the damage of the ability, which is what normally kills everyone off. These two characters together are quite powerful. Separate them though, they lose a significant amount of their strength. So I've categorized them separately. They are very good. They are what makes the bomb squad. You really need to use them together though. I'm not saying Soothsayer is useless by herself. She is still quite strong. But these two together are what makes the bomb. Okay? 2 parts. You really need to consider using Priest with Soothsayer. Finally, there is one other champion I did want to talk about who I have not put in the list. And that is Argan. Now, as it stands of right now, Argan, not seeing a lot of gameplay. Now, people do have maxed him out. I have seen a lot of people with him maxed out. I'm counting him as a dormant champion. He is someone you should be working towards. The reason I say that is because reading his abilities, he has tremendous synergy with Archons, who are not released yet. The moment they start to be released, assuming they carry the same synergy as he does, they will be a tremendous force. So, preemptively, I'm suggesting people invest in him. Right now, not a great hero, not a shit hero either though. He still does a lot of damage. However, he is the first step, reading his abilities, where he is going to really benefit from synergizing with his faction. The Druids were a good step towards synergy within teams. However, I feel like it was a test step. They didn't really synergize them properly. They will be strong. They have a lot of abilities that interact with each other. But I feel like from this point on, not just the Archons, but every faction in general that comes after this is going to really be focused on synergy within the characters of that faction. So I'm putting him as a dormant champion. He may just be he may be that fat caterpillar from A Bug's Life that turns into the butterfly and still can't fly, or he may just be an absolute beast of a hornet and just be able to destroy everything. So, dormant champion, keep an eye out for him, invest in him if you can, but yeah. Anyway, ladies and gents, that has been my tier list. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll answer to the best of my ability, and wherever you are in the world. Until next time, take care of yourself.